extra advantage on day 2 of the first test.
With the compliments of Globe Finance, those are the headlines of tonight's edition of the Evening News. Next on CBC.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC Evening News. Just 3 days after the central bank relaunched its savings bonds program with an issue worth $10 million, the series has sold out. But a fresh $10 million issue will be rolled out by next week. Ryan Broom has more.
Central bank officials say the response from the public to the savings bonds issue has been overwhelming. Central Bank Governor Dr. Delaware said they were getting calls from different banks requesting additional allotments in just the first few days of the issue. The central bank head reassured Barbadians who have not yet been able to buy savings bonds that they will not have to wait long before more become available. He said, as promised at the launch, the bank is moving to ensure that savings bonds are always available to the public. As a result, they will be opening another series of $10 million on Monday, June 8th. The governor confirmed that the next series, GBSB 76, would have the same price of $76.24 per $100 and the same 5.5% yield as the previous one. Dr. Worrell added that all Barbadians should have the opportunity to take advantage of what he described as safe, lucrative investments. He says they are ecstatic that savings bonds are a secret no more. Ryan Broom, CBC News.
The National Union of Public Workers is calling for a meeting of all customs officers early next week. It is to discuss information coming from the recent talks with Finance Minister Chris Sinclair. Those talks earlier this week examined the integration of the Customs and Excise Department into the Barbados Revenue Authority. Acting NUPW General Secretary Rosalind Smith says the meeting will look at pushing back of the July 1st deadline for the transition. Ms. Smith says following that discussion, a new time frame will be put on the negotiating table with government for the transition to the BRA. Ms. Smith is crystal clear any decision going forward will be left solely with the officers of the Customs and Excise Department who will opt to join or not to join the BRA. Given the strides made in the renewable energy sector, Barbados is moving to ensure it has a cadre of highly skilled photovoltaic installers trained in the latest PV techniques. It's being provided through a Train the Trainers program. The beneficiaries include people from Williams Solar, the Barbados Community College, and the Samuel Jackman Prescott Polytechnic. The trainers are from Arizona State University, and funding has been secured from the Competency-Based Training Fund. The first phase involved 11 men who, at the end of the week, will become certified. Business Development Officer with the BCC, Gomel Elcock, tells CBC News the participants will then train industry stalwarts and conduct classes in PV installation.
Classes would be both part-time and during the daytime. So you'll have classes Monday to Friday, 2 alternate days during that week, and then on Saturday where you can actually then use the systems out in the sun. And they will be using the systems in real life. Competency is about actively interacting with whatever your subject area is. So persons training on the photovoltaic unit would actually be installing the system and actually learning how they're being installed, the safety procedures to ensure that no accidents occur.
Project manager with Arizona State University, Boulant Beiser, says training was provided in solar PV installation at levels 2 and 3.
I believe in Barbados, TVET started with level 2 installations, which really was just for roofers and carpenters to do the installation of these panels you see in the back to get installed on the roofs of houses. Level 3 really is more, in my opinion, a more comprehensive approach, because even if you install it mechanically on the roof, you still need to understand the electrical installation part of it. So level 3, and this is still being ongoing right now with TVET, level 3 will include a more comprehensive understanding of what is needed for an installer of PV systems and what kind of skill sets are needed.
Police are continuing their search for 3 wanted men. The trio, deemed to be armed and dangerous, are wanted in connection with separate serious criminal matters. They are Jason Cecil Spencer, alias Punky, Punk or Sam, last known address 4th Avenue, Hearts Gap, Christchurch. Spencer is about 5 feet 5 inches in height, medium build and of black complexion. Trey Kimar Murray, alias Gaudi, last known address Goodland Main Road, St. Michael, is also on the wanted list. He is about 5 feet 4 inches tall, of slim build and of dark complexion. Trey has black hair, a low haircut and dark brown eyes, and the word Murray tattooed on his right arm. The third man is Christopher Jonathan Jamar Holder, last known address Baycroft Road, Tweeside Road, St. Michael. He is about 5 feet 5 inches tall, also of slim build and of dark complexion. Holder has black hair and a low haircut. The 3 men, Jason Spencer, Trey Murray and Christopher Holder, are advised that they can present themselves to the police, accompanied by an attorney at law of their choice. Any person who may know the whereabouts of the 3 is asked to contact the police emergency at telephone number 211, the nearest police station, or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-TIPS, that is 1-800-8477. We'll have more news in just a moment, but first we want to get your take on this question. Do you think the central bank bond issue will continue to be heavily subscribed? Text yes or no to short code 8111. We'll have the results at the end of the news.
Dear Clark, I've made a fascinating discovery. The institutional water cooler. Its gravitational pull sucks people from their workstations at the busiest times of day to stand around it and chat about emerging global trends like, will pink be in fashion next season? Meanwhile, the world slows to a stop as it waits in line to be served. I don't see that trend at Globe Finance.
Globe Finance. Think outside the bank.
When it comes to their financial service, slow is out, swift is in.
At Lime, we don't need any tricks or gimmicks. We treat all our prepaid customers like MVPs. MVP means maximum value per person, maximum respect. Subscribe to any 1 gig 30-day data plan and enjoy a reduced calling rate of just 49 cents to any network, any landline, anytime. Stop paying 55 cents to call right to red. With Lime, you pay just 49 cents and call any phone in Barbados, so you won't have to top up as often. Put data on your phone and keep your money in your pocket with Lime MVP.
Value, convenience, we got it. 50 stores and services, yeah, we got it all. When it comes to you and your family, it's here in Hackett Hall. Sky Food Court, this mall has it all. Right here in Hackett Hall. Convenience for the family. Everything for you and me. Right here, yeah.
For the first time in 25 years, the Kingdom of Super Gladiators Calypso tent will be absent from the Kropover Arena. This means the tent will not be opening for any nightly shows or judging in any of the major competitions. Chairman of the Management Committee, Winston Allen, tells CBC this was a last-minute decision after the committee had failed to resolve some outstanding issues.
So even when we registered the tent, we tried to win the NCS if we want to come this year, yeah, but then we're hoping that those things happen that will be resolved before the season started, but so far they haven't, and it's really futile trying to rush it and have a judging day on June 23rd when your people have not been getting together to rehearse and all that. So it wouldn't make sense doing that. It would not be in keeping with what Roy is accustomed in terms of excellent production, and we don't want to mar that situation. So
Mr. Allen also revealed the Culture Village in Waterford has been renamed the Roy Bayer Culture Centre and can now be used by the public for events. Meantime, we're hearing fewer tents are registered to face the judges at this year's Pick of the Crop competition. Corporate Communications Officer with the National Cultural Foundation, Simone Codrington, says only 7 tents were listed when registration closed last week.
We had 7 registered tents: Tornadoes, Stray Cats, House of Soca, Headliners, The Big Show, The Experience Tent, and Cave Shepherd All Stars. Last year, for judging, we actually had about 9 tents judging.
Opposition Barbados Labour Party candidate for St. Peter, Colin Jordan, is recovering at the Sparman Clinic after undergoing a medical procedure. Jordan, Vice President of Finance of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, was admitted at the facility on Monday after reportedly falling ill. The disclosure was made by Chief Executive Officer of the BHTA, Sue Springer, ahead of her report at the organization's annual general meeting.
As you know, Colin Jordan is our VP Finance. He has been VP Finance and/or involved in this association for some 15 years. I want you all to pray for Colin. He is very sick at the moment, and we are hoping that he will improve very, very, very soon. Unfortunately, he took ill yesterday. He is in Sparman Clinic, and he will be there for the next few days under observation. So please keep him in your thoughts and prayers, and we really will miss him. He sent me a message this morning saying how sorry he's not here.
Well, still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region. But first, a reminder that we want to hear from you on the question: do you think the central bank bond issue will continue to be heavily subscribed? Text yes or no to short code 8111. We'll have the result for you at the end of the news. Now remember, you can also follow us on Twitter at CBC_Barbados